Guys, today is November 16th of 2018, and real quick, I just want to do a quick little video. I posted a video that I took out on the trail when I was Miss Black and I went out last Wednesday, I think it was, and yeah, so I hope you enjoy that. Um, you didn't get any of my lectures or anything, but real quick, the holiday seasons, they're so enriched with morals and values. Regardless if it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, there's a lot to be thankful, even as a human living wherever you live. Uh, we don't know the purpose of why humanity exists, and I don't know if we'll ever know the purpose unless it's given to us after death. But in the same sense, there is purpose in our life. There is a specific journey for each of us to walk uh, in our society as humans. And we're just like a field of uh, ants working all should be working all together, whether it's in Africa, whether it's in the United States, South America. The ants all have a purpose, and regardless of what kind of ants they are, where they're from, what their sexual orientation is, which is probably just to procreate. Uh, they unify as a team to specifically get their young born and raised. And with the bees, they have a different purpose. They pollinate our flowers so that we have blossoms of beautiful flowers all over the universe and or the world, should I say? And then yet they make a sweet honey that enriches our bodies. Now, when they're in the wild and there's tribes that seek them out to get some honeycomb. If you've ever watched National Geographic or uh, even Andrew Zimmerman, the Food Channel has different episodes. They do not take all the honeycomb when they go to get some. They take a big piece, but they leave the rest for the bees to continue to do what they do. And so the bees will replenish what has been taken. They'll work on that differently. Well, you know what I mean. And it's something that we need to take as humans. Take classes from nature. Educate ourselves. The one thing in my life that I've noticed throughout the years having, excuse me, I just mowed my yards. Of course, I'm going to start yawning. Having different kinds of people in my life, whether it was a group of people because of my sexual orientation, whether it was a group of people because of the way I was raised in the church, my own family, my extended family, and so on. Different variety of people. And specific ways that I was raised, sometimes I feel that I was blessed with this indifference in life so that I could tear down the walls in which I was raised in. Now, granted, my parents we call them the black sheep of the family. They gave us reign. Us kids were not, by them, they did not put us in boxes. We got to flourish. For example, I got to flourish as a tomboy. My dad saw that in me and he ran with it. I'm the oldest out of 5. The boy in the family didn't come till the 4th child, and there's 5 years between us. So, yeah, I'm the one who got the motorcycle. I'm the one who rode the horses, got in the truck with him, and that's just because he nourished my personality. And so anyway, given in my life the different types of people, uh, people who's come from other areas, people who's married into my family that's coming from other areas, the one thing I see that we have, that all humans have in common, is trying to find their purpose, not always understanding things that happen in life. Some people have, uh, you know, escaped, like I did, the walls of religion. Uh, but we all have a purpose. Our journey is meant for some reason. And with these holidays and the people who don't feel they're strong enough to get through things, or don't see their purpose, they haven't manifested in themselves what they really want and go for it. We have different kinds of people who are weaker than others, who are talkers, who are non-talkers, introverts, extroverts, all different kinds of people. But the one thing, again, we have in common is purpose. And I think that's our meaning in life, is to find our purpose. And even if you don't know your purpose yet, keep striving to understand yourself, keep striving to move forward. It's like, let me give the analogy of Jesus when he carried the cross through the crowds. There were people there that mourned what was happening, and there were people who said, crucify him. So you're walking your pathway, and you've got people trying to crucify you, and then you've got people there saying, come on, keep going, keep going. Acknowledge that. Think about it. Those of you who are in a depression, those of you who always see the glasses half empty, those of you who think, woe is me, everything always happens to me, for one thing, I want to say, well, what do you do to change it? Instead of complaining about it all the time, what have you done to change your circumstances? So when we come into this holiday season, these people who have not found their purpose, or who always say, woe is me, I'm a victim, da-da-da-da-da-da, have the dark cloud over their heads, it gets even worse. Because everybody else who's dealing with life the best they can, they may not know their purpose yet, but they're still getting up. They're still looking at the day that there's positive outcome in each day. And they're enjoying the holiday season. They're excited to see family members that they haven't seen in a long time. Or they just enjoy people being happy during this time. Set aside your unhappiness. Set aside whatever. Take this time, these holidays, and make a difference in your life. Tell yourself, you know what? I'm tired of looking to someone else to make me happy. Because happiness only starts right here. When you look at yourself in the mirror and you want to look away, and I'm not talking about transgender right now, or being trans. I'm talking about just as an individual. When you look in the mirror and it makes you sad, I've looked in the mirror many times and I've been sad, not just because I don't see the person I am on the outside, but because it's sad that people had to treat me the way they did and not get the full me. Because I'm a good person, and I inspire positiveness. It's all around me. Even when I'm hit the hardest I'm hit, I do not lie down to it. I keep pushing through. You've seen my journey the last couple years. I've had some tremendous hurdles in my pathway, but I got through them. It was hard some days more than others, but I got through them. And how did I do it? I kept talking. I kept doing videos. Even if I never posted them, I kept doing videos to get those feelings out of myself. And then, of course, I turned to gelato, ice cream, and 20 pounds later, here I am. But you know what? Even in that, I pulled myself through it. I know there's a purpose for everything. I'm the type of person that when things happen that you have no control of, there is a reason for us for those things to happen. Maybe it's about examining ourselves. Maybe it's about looking beyond your own grief and your own unhappiness and get yourself out of that box, out of the mold, and start anew, a fresh one. So I'm going to challenge you guys these next few holidays. Take a look at people and how they treat you. See how you react. See how you feel. If you are sad and you don't like the holidays, it's simply because you haven't found purpose. And instead of trying to find your purpose, you've gone inward and only see the bad that's happening around you. Every journey, every street, highway, pathway, sidewalk, trail starts with us taking the first step. We don't get anywhere unless we take that first step. And there's some of us, like me, the last couple of years, that keep walking, but sometimes just don't understand why I keep walking. Where am I walking to? What's happening on this trail? Why is this thing happening? But you know what? I kept just going, Lord, maybe it's for me to be there for him. Maybe it's for me to see something, you know. I don't know. And during that time, I don't remember now, but during that time, I might have noticed things that I needed to change or things that I did change and I just don't remember right now. But I am a living example of somebody who has been oppressed, somebody who has been ridiculed, somebody who has been rejected, and above all that, I'm a survivor because I didn't let them tear down me. The walls might have gotten thin. I'm not perfect, but I still kept walking, and I still kept saying there's a bigger picture here. Even being trans, even living 50 years as a gay female, and I don't say the L word because I never was lesbian, but what I look at is not only has my traditional walls and my family that my family bestowed upon me tore down, but I also have met wonderful people, a group of great people that I'd rather hang around with than sitting in a sports bar drinking beers with guys who have egos and high testosterone and no care for, you know, I'm not saying all guys are that way. I'm just picturing a certain kind of people that I wouldn't want to hang around with. So there's always purpose. Find your purpose. But one thing I want to share today is that keep going forward, just one foot in front of the other. I mean, we don't always know. We don't always find out the whole picture. And sometimes I think we recycle back in so we can get better and better in life. But I want to say that I care about you. For those out there that can't seem to grab a hold of what I'm saying, I hope keep playing this. I hope something sinks in to where you come out of yourself and allow yourself to start blooming and get rid of the negative in your family step by step. If you're living with someone and you can't handle living with them, figure out a way to get out. Start working on that. That's your purpose. Then once that happens or can happen, see if that changes how you are. And if it doesn't, then you need to really re-examine yourself. But it starts with us. Happiness starts with us. You can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself. You may think you've loved somebody else. And if you have loved somebody else and they've broke up with you or something's happened to them and they're the only reason why you ever existed, shame on you. Your life is going to be shameful because I do not live for Tony. I do not exist for Tony. I exist for me, and I reap what I learn she reaps from. And the same thing with her. She's learned to deal with the trauma in her life to where she can give of herself openly and freely and 100%. So that's the whole thing, and that's how you find a relationship that's going to be 100% your kind of relationship is finding someone who is balanced. So anyway, I'm going to quit giving a lecture here. It's 15 minutes already. But we're going into the holidays, and I just had that on my mind today as I was mowing yards. So I came real quick to do a video and upload it. So you guys take it one day at a time. Always make your journey as simple as possible and never lose hope. God bless.